arena has become normal. But there are chances of me going there. But because I've got a supportive environment around me, because I've got great friends, I've got great family around me, they always will be there to pull me back. So there again, I've become normal. But unfortunately, what happens? Some people, they remain on the other side. They remain on the other side, the abnormal side. Why? Because they do not have that correct, proper, supportive system. They've got, unfortunately, they must not be having a supportive family who does not understand them. They must not be having those good friends. Okay, then another thing is that, the stigma that is around this mental illness. It's a great stigma. Okay, now a person who is having a mental illness means he's gone mad, he's crazy. That sort of a mentality still exists in India. India also, and Kerala also, definitely Kerala. See, on the other hand, if you go to the Western countries, like, if a person is depressed, a person is having some sort of an emotional problem, he will immediately go to a psychologist or a counselor. But on the other hand, in India, the scenario, in Kerala, the scenario is what? If you are having depression, it is better to remain quiet. Be quiet. Don't tell others. Because people might say this person has gone mad. Going to a psychologist or going to a psychiatrist. I've got many clients coming to me telling that, Miss, don't send us to a hospital in Ernakulam. Don't send us to a psychiatrist in Ernakulam. Maybe he's the best in Ernakulam, the best psychiatrist in Ernakulam. But they will say, no, miss, please, can you suggest some other doctors? Okay, now, so what we do is that we send them to some other place, maybe some far off place. They're happy to travel. They're happy to travel for 2 hours, 2.5 hours, 3 hours. Okay, why do they do that? So that people will not know that I'm having some sort of a mental problem. Okay, so they want to, it's a secrecy that is surrounded this particular type of, that mental illness. It's secrecy. People just talk behind it, behind closed doors. I'm having a problem. I am depressed. I'm feeling lonely. I'm having suicidal thoughts. It is better to keep quiet about it. No, don't tell others. People will think you're crazy, you're mad. Don't tell others. So what happens is that this poor guy, a poor person, is suffering all along, keeping all these thoughts within himself that I am not okay. It is not okay for me to talk to others. I'll just keep it to myself. And there, that cycle keeps on rotating. He keeps on feeling bad about it. He's not able to open up. So, but then has been a tremendous change in this scenario. There has been a tremendous change in this scenario. Why? Because of this COVID. Now, when the COVID came, what happened was that people got a lot of mental, emotional issues. They went through a lot of issues in their life. They had to go through, financially, all of you all know that financial issue, the emotional issue, everything. The physical health started getting affected. So at that time, people started noticing that, the mental health was playing a very major role in this pandemic. And, I did not know whether you all heard yesterday's news, the evening news. In that, there was a report that the rate of suicides has increased in Kerala in these past 2 years. Why? Why did it happen this way? Imagine a life has been snuffed off for no reason at all. Okay, yeah. So the suicides has increased. Why? Because of the pressure, because of the stress. In papers and all, we take up the papers and we happen to read those reports. It is really tragic. Young people are committing suicide. Young people are just ending their life when there's a beautiful life ahead of them. At the young age of 18 years old, or maybe 13 years old, or 10 years, what do they know about life? And there they have finished it off. I feel really sad, they have done this. But what has drove them to there? What has drove them over there? That is important. That is an important being done, and what can be done. And so this way, the mental health started becoming a topic of concern among people. Now it is more or less, it's people talk more openly about this. It's now more a secret subject, or maybe something which has to be discussed behind closed doors. People are more open about it. People are more open in talking about their feelings, sharing about their feelings, I'm having this problem, man, do something for me, man, I'm suffering. Okay. So over here, see, as you all know, like death, death is something which is really affects all of us, right? I'm sure that there will be no single person in this session who has not been affected by this tragedy, or yeah, especially when the person who has been very close to you, your loved one, has died. Okay, now it takes time for us to accept the loss and get adjusted to the loss also. But just imagine when this death has happened due to some unusual cause. When I say unusual, I meant it could be an accident, it could be a murder, or it could be a suicide. Now these three causes are something which we cannot we cannot just accept it. We are in a shock. So it takes a lot of time for the family members to accept it. Okay, they need help. The family members who are remaining, they need help. One of my distant relative, uh, yeah, they have just got one child. They just have got one son. And during the pandemic period, this particular incident happened. He's very good in studies. And one of the evenings, he said that he wants to go and play football. And the parents scolded him, "Why are you going to play football when this pandemic is going on?" So he said, "My friends are coming just in the next door, next compound. We'll play over there." And they all are coming. So 5 or 6 friends are there. Then the father said, "See, the police have restricted on going outside, being in a group. The police will come and catch you. Why are you going against the laws?" He scolded, the father scolded the son. Okay, so then he said that, "No, my friends are coming to play." See, if your friends are coming to play, you don't bother about that. Leave it. After this pandemic, you will get an opportunity to go and play, and then you can go and play. Have you ever stopped you from going and playing? The son did not listen. He got very angry and he just barged up to his room. His room is on the top floor. He entered the room, he closed the door, he sat over there. And the parents also, they didn't bother about it. In the sense, I mean, usual teenage, that is a teenage reaction to, what do you say? It's a defined reaction. It's usually the same, the kids behave this way. Going up and, showing their rebellious nature by, going to their room and closing the door with a thud. So parents also thought it's that only. But when lunchtime came, the mother happened to called him twice or thrice, but he didn't respond. Then they thought he's still angry. Then they went up to his room and they started banging on the door, and then he didn't open. Then they started getting worried. And then the neighbors and all came and looked, and they found that he had hung himself from the ceiling fan. I mean, just imagine now when you're hearing this news itself, what do you feel? My God, just because the parents scolded him, he went and suicided. He went and hung himself from the ceiling fan. Now we will think that way, right? But then if you go deeper into it, now is it this one particular incident that has driven him towards committing that act? Okay. Okay. There must have been many incidents which must have happened to him. In the sense, this particular boy, okay, this particular boy is a very active, energetic boy, excelling in studies, everything. Is a what is extracurricular boy, is good in everything. And this boy, when he was, it is like, tying down, we all were in that situation, right? You know, he was just tied down in his room with no interaction. He was a very social person, a very friendly person. On his evenings, you should never sit at home. Usually used to go out to play, a very active person. So this was, he was just nearly locked up in the room because of this COVID situation. His parents didn't lock him out, okay, because of this COVID situation. And he did not have any siblings also. He's the only child of his parents. So what happened? Just sitting simply in his room, he started getting frustrated. He started getting angry. He started getting depressed. He started feeling he was really going crazy. But this boy, he did not share this with anyone. And then when his friends decided, okay, we'll just come and play for some time in the evening, even though it was against the restriction, he said, okay, he thought he will get some sort of relaxation by seeing his friends at least. And when he became ready, he found a sort of a glimmer of a hope or a happiness when he stepped out of his room. But that was immediately immediately. What do you say? He was not given the permission. So what happened? That frustration grew to such a level that he felt that he couldn't take it. No, I cannot take a no, no. I have to go out. It's like, something like, it is just like, you, if you are, just imagine the situation in which your head is kept under water. What will you feel? Suffocation. You can't breathe. My God, I can't breathe. My chest is bursting. The same way. That boy felt the same way. You're not allowed to play. That means I will die. I'm suffocation. I'm suffocating of loneliness. I'm suffocating of the feelings within me. And what he did, he couldn't handle it, and he just went and ended it all up. Okay. Now this was what would happen to in this particular incident. There's so many cases are there, and this parents, we happen to meet them in some function or something. Sometime later, we happen to meet them, and the mother was telling me that day, if I hadn't scolded my son, maybe he would have been still alive. See the way the parents think. Huh? So actually, he committed suicide just because of many factors which led to that particular situation. But then the parents were blaming themselves. Okay, that is because they scolded, he went and did that act. So of course, yeah, it usually happens, but I'm not going into that topic because that is not my topic, what I'm supposed to take today. So I will just keep this aside. So I just wanted to tell one incident which has happened very close to me. uh, Really, that anguish of the parents. Okay. And yeah, losing their only son. So this particular pandemic has, it has brought out many things out in the open. Uh, I do not know whether you all must be definitely aware of the things which have been happening around you in your neighboring houses, or maybe in your relatives and all. So many people were undergoing a lot of problems, financial problems, the health problems because of COVID related issues, post COVID issues, and so many illnesses were there and all that. And so it was a really very what do you say, there was positive part also to these lockdown situation. There was positive part. For example, we started, at least I started using the net, and all these Google Meet and all that, we started using. Of course, there was a positive part to it, but then there was the negative parts. Okay. So this what I want to say is that, the mental health, it's very important. It's mental health is very important. And actually it is, mental health, it is all the more important because it is something which we cannot see. Physical health, it is something which you can see. Okay. If I am feeling, if my what do you say, if I am having some injury in my body, for example, I'm having a fractured hand or a leg, maybe probably I will walk like that, and you will come to me, Reena, something is wrong with your leg, yeah, what is it? Okay. But then something is there inside me, I'm totally low, but no one will come to know, right? Reena says something is wrong with her, she's not in that mood today. Maybe at the most they might say that, but otherwise it is something which we cannot understand, right? It can be only inferred. Now we infer it only to the behavior of that particular person, through the behavior, through the appearance, through their body language. These are all the cues will use in assessing a person. So mental health is becoming more and more important, as the time goes by, because still now also, we are all concerned about whether what do you say, the other wave is going to come. The one wave is already come in China. The fourth wave will be coming over here. So we're already anxious. Do you all remember the time when the first lockdown came? We all used to wait for that 6 o'clock news, evening news. That is, we will be waiting for our chief minister to come and address. At that time, he will be telling that one death has occurred. Now, when we hear one death has occurred, we used to get so, oh my God, this person has died over there, and so many. Now we are having so many deaths and so many. I think we have become a little bit immune to it. But then At that time, our anxiety level was way high, stress level was way high, and we used to be so careful. Now also we are careful, but then also we have become a little bit, we have got used to this deaths and the numbers and all that. But then even then, when we hear that there's another wave approaching, we start becoming anxious. Okay, so this is all for now. I'll just go on to my presentation. I've already done a lot of blah blah, right? So it's already time 11:30. I've just another 20 minutes at the most. So I'll quickly do my presentation. Okay. If I am a little bit fast, I usually speak fast. You can always say, Reena miss, you're going a little bit fast. I will always, I'll stop and I'll repeat what I'm saying. And maybe if you have any doubt, you can always ask me in the middle. I'll try to answer it to the best of my knowledge. And yes, let us go on to the presentation. Where is it? One minute, huh? Okay, yes, great, wonderful. I hope you all can see it. In the middle, I think my connection went off. Yes, okay, great. Let us start. Yes, there, here we are. Okay, so my topic is positive mental health. And positive mental health. And let us go on to first, we'll do what is health. Simple definition: health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well being, and not merely the absence of disease. So, you have got a complete physical, mental, and social well being. See the down diagram, can you see? Healthy body plus healthy mind gives you a healthy heart. See? Body is healthy, the mind is healthy, and there you're a very healthy person. So see the connection between it. Yeah, beautiful. No? So mental health matters. It's very important. Yeah. Okay. So now this is what are the different components of the mental health. The different components of mental health are behavior well-being, social well-being, environmental well-being, emotional well-being, and cognitive well-being. So these all are the components of mental health. So these are all the components which we have to take care of in order to have a healthy or a positive mental health. Okay, let me come on to the next slide. Now, the definition of positive mental health is, what is it? Realize their own potential, work productively, cope with the normal stresses of life, make a positive contribution to the community. Okay, now this is what is positive mental health. Someone asked me, I'm not telling the teacher's name. She asked me, Miss, what do you mean by positive mental health? She saw my poster of this topic. So I hope I've answered that teacher's query. Positive mental health. Miss, this is the meaning. You realize your own potential, you work productively. The normal stresses in the life means in this, we all come by bus, right? College, most of us travel by college bus in the morning. Whether the bus will come on time or whether, if we are stuck up in a traffic, whether we'll reach college on time, whether we'll be able to punch on time. Okay, these are the normal, small, usual stressors of life. Okay, then making a positive contribution to the community. Of course, we all are doing a wonderful job out here teaching students and mentoring them. Okay, now let me come on to the next slide. Yeah, so now I'll just do this in a very brief. I'll do this. The impact of COVID, the impact of COVID-19 has, in all the spheres, it has affected us. In the health sector, the cognitive part, the emotional, the behavior part, and the social part. Let us take the health. Health is that, health I don't want to go much into the physical health because most of you all know that how this COVID-19 has affected the people who has been affected by this particular virus. The illness, and also not only that, after also post COVID also they have been affected. So I'm not going to that because I'm not a person to say about about that. Okay, I'm not a doctor or anything. So this cognition is what? Cognition is how you understand things. See, it has affected our understanding. It has made us all worried. We are the future was we were very unsure of it. Now what is going to happen next? Whether the economy is going to be affected, whether the what do you say, like previously, what do you say, the job offers or anything else, something like that. All these things will be thinking of in our mind. Okay, see, like, see this pictures over there. A lot of question marks. We're having all these question marks, whether this thing will become right, or whether we can do that, or whether in this scenario will this be right. We are not sure. But previously, before these 2 years, we were really, we were confident of what is going to happen, or if we do this, probably this thing will happen. But now we cannot say for sure. For example, if I go abroad to study, whether, no, I'm not going abroad, I'm just taking an example. If I go abroad to study, and whether I'll be able to complete my studies, or because the war has already come, so maybe I will not be able to finish my studies and I have to come back to India. So these are all the question marks, unsure future. Then the emotional part. See, the emotional part is what, there is these deaths, these deaths, as I told you, see, we have been affected by the seeing such a lot of deaths around us. Okay, in our neighborhood, we see it on the TV, those TV, national news and all. I used to always see, a lot of, depressing scenes. See, one thing I should remember, our brain is just like a sponge. It is just like a sponge. It absorbs everything around you. It absorbs everything around you, in the sense it absorbs positive things also, it absorbs negative things also. But we may not be aware that it is absorbing the negative things. It only gets reflected in our behavior later on. In the sense, for example, see, you all must be remembering the scenes of the Bihar or UP, that's the UP state, where the people were just getting, like, thousands of people got affected by COVID, and many of them died, and there was not even a proper burial place or funeral, this lighting pious place. There was nothing, like, those guards were not there. And what they were doing is that, because these such places, they were overfilled, what they would do is that they were just, throwing the bodies, not throwing, letting it out in the river, and it was going through the gauges. You had all those pictures, those were so unsettling pictures of these bodies all, in the Ganges, and also then also that, a long queue of people, waiting to get the burial, for their relatives to be, taken to the burial ground. Now, those were all depressing pictures. Of course, probably when you see the news, you get depressed and you get unsettled, and then you switch off the TV, and then you probably go to do your own work. But then I'm sure, definitely sure, because our brain being that sponge, that scene remains your mind, and then you are in that mood for the rest of the day. You start thinking, my God, how their family must have felt standing in that queen, how that family must have felt not being able to be there with their dear ones when they are on the verge of death, holding their hands because of the COVID. So these are all the depressing thoughts that comes in your mind, right? So their emotional level. Then next is behavior level. See, behavior is that you all must have read many news reports, that is, that people reacting in a very strong way. Okay, now if a person is angry, now we are angry, or you are angry, whatever it is, we are angry. Maximum, we will just, say some 2 or 3 words and maybe scold us, shout, or whatever it is, and we just leave. But have you noticed during this pandemic period and after this pandemic period also, you have noticed that the way people express their emotions has become, very, what we say, much more aggressive manner. You have found crimes happening more. Why? There is another reason also for that, but I'm not going to that because it is not related to this topic. But why these crimes have increased? Why all these aggressiveness has increased? So many families have broken up during this time. So many families. Why? The simple reason is that, it is the first time that all their life they are all under one roof. I had a family coming in to me for counseling. They were there with me for nearly some 3 or 4 months. And the reason for the problem in their home was that, because it is the first time they are all living together under a roof. The son was studying somewhere else, the daughter is studying somewhere else, the younger one is also studying, all studying different places. And the father and mother, the father is a businessman, mother is also equally busy business lady, very successful, very happy family. At the okay, when you see them from out, very happy, contented family. But all this thing broke up when they had to live under a roof, and along with that, two dogs also. Two dogs also. So what happened in this one scenario? What happened was that they were seeing each other. They were interacting with each other on a daily basis, seeing each other face the 24 hours. It became a strain for them, and fighting, arguments, all hell broke loose in that home. Okay, so you won't believe it. You won't believe it. See now, for example, now we all of us lead a very busy lifestyle, right? Morning we get up, we rush, and then we come to college, and then we go back again. It's a hurry burry. Hardly we get time to spend with our family members, right? Now imagine the scenario in which everything is closed shut. You cannot even step out of your house. That was the situation, right? So what happened? Husband and wife quarreling all the time. The siblings quarreling among themselves. And then the dogs. And then what happened? Because of the COVID situation, they had two servants at home, right? They had two servants. But because of the COVID situation, they could not bring the servants also home. So they had to do the work on their own. So then the sisters used to fight. It is your duty to sweep the house. I will sweep the courtyard. I have to, all sharing of responsibility. And there's a big mess out there. And added to that, there was an aged mother-in-law also at home. So, so what happened over there is that usually all these, whatever emotions they had within themselves, or whatever irritation or whatever frustration was there within themselves, they used to keep quiet, they used to keep it within themselves, thinking that, okay, only for a few days, I'm just coming for my study holidays. The children used to say, I'm just studying, I'll be just over here for a few days, maybe for a 10 days, a semester break, I'll be there, and after that, I'll go back. So I won't give much importance to what mama is saying, I won't give much importance to what papa is saying. Okay, but then what happened? The pandemic, all of them under one roof for so many months, it is definitely going to create hell. Okay, but then on the other hand, there have been definitely some families who have really, the bond between them has increased. The love between them has increased. The attachment among them has increased, but just because of the, more time, quality time that they are spending among each other. Okay, that is a different scenario. But this particular scenario, that is everything breaking loose, hell breaking loose, because seeing your husband's or your spouse's face for 24 hours. Okay, yeah, you won't believe it. Yeah, it was okay. Of course, I was, I was feeling bad about it, but then it is really, really you feel really amused by this, development. Yeah, not only me, of course. Yeah, we had to, not only this one particular, we had a lot of family problems. We had to do a lot of family counseling, and there was some cases of domestic violence also. But in this domestic violence cases, we could not do much about it, because for the simple reason that is because the wife did not want to complain against the husband, and she said that because she has to come back to live with her husband, so she will not do anything. So the domestic violence cases also increased along with this. See the behavior pattern. So what, the husband is frustrated, he's angry, he cannot go out. Okay, he cannot go out, he's sitting the whole day at home, he has to face his wife. What happens? He removes his frustration where? Usually what men do, they remove their frustration on their wife, on the pet. The men who are sitting in this class, please don't feel offended. I'm just telling, I'm just, what do you say, it's a general statement that I'm making. I didn't mean all of you are like this, or anyone in particular is like that, but usually it is that way. So this poor lady, she had to undergo this domestic violence. We had a plenty of domestic violence cases. We had a lot of sexual abuse cases. So this is what behavior pattern. The behavior was totally a very, see this small child, one small photo of he's very angry. It is not the normal response. It is very angry response. It is the extreme of anger that is being shown. Extreme of grief. Extreme of frustration. Everything was happened over there. Now this social, as I told you, we saw all those pictures of these burning, these dead bodies piling up. and one on top of the other, and people living, the migrant workers leaving the place. And then one scene, see, you all must be remembering this particular scene, that it still touches my heart when I see it. In this particular scene, in this 2-year-old, she's sitting next to the body of her mother. They were going back to their hometown, and on the way, this lady passed away. And this was published very widely in the media. Okay, that is very, something very. What did the little girl know? The 2-year-old. What does she know? She's just sitting and playing with near her mother's body. She does not know her mother has passed away. She's waiting for her to wake up. Okay, now those are some of the scenes which has affected it, right? Which has affected us, right, at that time, and it is still affecting us. But then we have got busy with our life and we are moving on. Okay, now this is enough of this COVID-19. I will go on to the next slide. So I just wanted to show that because of these different dimensions or different areas which this particular COVID has affected, the mental health started taking a more important, started playing a more important role. Okay, people started saying that we need to give more importance to mental health. We need to train people to be first level counselors. So Nimans, you all know Nimans is the premier mental health institute in Bangalore, and it's all over India. It's a premier. Next is in Ranchi. So this Nimans is now, they have started conducting training programs for usual normal people like laymen, so that they can help themselves and they can help others also. Okay, now let me come on to the exit. The time is going. I think Shubham's looking at me quickly. Yeah, I don't want to bore you. So now what are the warnings? Warning signals of poor mental health. Okay, yes. You can ask yourself the questions. Are you always worrying? Are you unable to concentrate because of unrecognized reasons? Are you continually unhappy without justified cause? Do you lose temper easily and often? Are you troubled by regular insomnia? Next, do you have wide fluctuations in your mood? Do you continually dislike to be with people? Are you upset if the routine of your life is disturbed? Do your children constantly get on your nerves? Okay. Yes, just ask those questions to yourself, okay? And in your mind, just make a mental note of whether this is applicable to any of these questions applicable to you, okay? Yeah. Then next, are you constantly bitter? Are you afraid without real cause? Are you always right and the other person always wrong? Do you have numerous aches and pains for which no doctor can find a physical? I'm always having headache, I'm always having leg pain, stomach pain, whatever it is. But doctor sees me, I'm completely fit. Okay, great. Yeah. Now next slide. Okay, I'm just rushing with it. So now how can they, I've spoken a lot about mental health, the positive mental health, impact of COVID and all. Now let me just come on to the main crutch of this session. That is, how can you foster this? Of course, guys, there is a remedy, there is a clue for this. You can definitely do this. You can definitely bring about positive mental. Of course, I know most of you all must be already doing all this, but then let me just what do you say, just let me tell you these points. Okay, so first one is connectedness. Try and find some time during your week to connect with friends, colleagues, or family members. Now connectedness what means, the first thing is that trying to spend some time with your family. Okay, and now as I said, see, somewhere in the session I told that we all are so busy in our life. We are always rushing. Okay, we always see most of our families are nuclear families with both the husband and the wife working, and so what happens? It's a rush in the morning, and it's a rush in the evening, and then hardly there's time. Whether to check on your spouse or maybe to check with your children. So what I suggest is that this connectedness can come at one place, at one common place. That is maybe during the prayer time. In most of the houses, they have got a prayer time. So this is that time when the family prays. There is a connectedness. I've always heard one thing: a family that prays together always stay together. Okay, that's a saying that I've heard, and I always believe in that. The next place, common place, that where all the family members can get together is a dining table. Always remember to have one meal together. Okay, breakfast is not possible because it's always a rush time in the mornings. Afternoon, of course, we are all in our individual places, office, workplace, school, college, whatever it is. But night, the dinner time is a place when all the members of the house are there, and that is the time when you sit over there. And of course, at that time, always I should remind you, please keep the television switched off. There should not be anything going on at that time on the TV, and also keep all the mobiles away. No checking whether anyone any messages come. Keep all this away. It is family time. Movie time. Great. Let's go on to the next stage. Yes. Engage in activities that provide you with a sense of value, and that you're important to yourself, right? How many of us take care of ourselves? Now, in this group or in this college, most of us are women, right? We are always usually you women. What do? We usually what we are always we are always looking after our family members. We are looking after a spouse or children. We are made like that. We are the nurturing type, okay, right? God, nature has made us the nurturing type, so we are like that. We always are looking after the people who are around us. But do we take care of ourselves? Always remember, you come first. Take care of yourself first, and then only you'll be able to take care of others. Okay? Yeah. I don't have time to tell stories on this. I had all stories, but no time. Okay. Now, engage in activities that provide you with both a sense of pleasure and achievement. See, I did it. Okay, now let me tell you an example of this. Okay, we have a teacher over here. I will not tell her name. So that teacher, she's a wonderful faculty, and she's an excellent cook. She bakes wonderful cakes over here. Okay, and so I happened to ask her one day, Miss, how do you manage, after the college work? I mean, you know how we are all over here, no? I mean, as soon as we reach home, we are like, so dead tired. But this teacher, she goes back home and she bakes delicious cakes. Wonderful to look at. So I asked her one day, how do you manage, Miss? She said, Miss, it is my passion. I love baking. It is my passion. I love it. It does not make me feel tired. It does not make me feel tired at all. I feel very happy when I see my creation. So what is she doing? She's doing something which she loves, which is a passion. In addition to her teaching, okay, she loves teaching also. But in addition to that, she's loving something like baking cakes and giving and sharing the joy to others. She's baking cakes and giving it to others, making their celebration, making their day more memorable with her beautifully decorated cakes. Now, what has she done over there? She has engaged in activities that gives her pleasure, that is giving happiness to others, and not only that, a sense of attachment. Hey, I did it, man. This is yes, yay. Okay, so that is it. We should be trying to find something that gives us this pleasure also. Okay, right, yeah. Next, self-care. Find activities that you can schedule in your week that provide you a sense of self-care. Now, self-care is what, do something for yourself. Again, I'm coming back to this topic is that, see, in my generation, of course, those people, those my friends who are in my age group, when we were young, we only had this, these books. We were voracious readers, okay? Our relaxation was just sitting with the book and reading, this is the ideal, what do you say, pastime for me. But the next generation, the mobile came in, the net came in, and so their relaxation is different. It is okay. It is okay. Whatever it is, you do something for yourself. Like, for example, time only 10 more minutes. Okay, I'll just hurry up. Now, just a simple exercise that you all can do is that look in the mirror. Okay, look in the mirror. Now, why do we look in the mirror? We look in the mirror to see that whether we are looking okay, whether his hair is okay, our dress is proper, and all that. But in addition to do you look beyond the mirror, in the sense not behind the mirror? I'm not talking about that. I'm saying about it, looking into the mirror. That is, what do you see? I see, when I look into the mirror, I see a very confident person, a happy person, and I tell myself, Reena, I love you, Reena. What is that? I'm loving myself. I love myself. Okay, Reena, I love myself. So this is a type of a stroke, not that stroke. This is a stroke which we use in psychology. A stroke means, the stroke is something which are positive. It could be a touch, it could be a gesture, whatever it is. It is a stroke that is given to others. You can receive from others, and you can also give others to yourself. Reena, you did well, Reena. Good. Hey, that sari you worn is good, Reena. You're looking beautiful today. Yeah, I'm telling myself, you need that. You need that. Okay. You have not done it, no? Please try it. Okay. Yeah. So this is what self-care activities. Or you can go to the salon, pamper yourself, do something with your hair, do something with your facial or whatever it is. Of course, I include the men also. I'm sure the men also go to salons. Yeah. So do something for yourself. Make yourself happy because the whole time you're doing things for others. Do something for yourself. Make something. Do something. Make yourself happy, and when you're happy, only then can make others around you happy. Very important point. That is the reason I'm selling all this. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let us go on to the next slide. Quick, 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 fast. Yeah. This, yeah, I have got a story to tell you over here, but let me see whether I can make it short. Okay. Now talk openly to close friends or family about how you're feeling and what you might think. See, this is very simple one sentence. Talking. Whether we really talk? No, we don't talk. Why talk here? Leave it here. Whether we talk to our spouse, I'll tell you a small incident, simple scenario of a morning typical busy situation. Okay, the husband and wife are both working. They've got children at home, and it's a hurry burry in the morning. The wife is in the kitchen. She's cooking. She's preparing breakfast. She's preparing lunch. She's preparing tiffin. All that she has to see. So at that time, the husband calls from the bedroom. Hey, where is the kerchief? I cannot find it. So the wife will answer from the bedroom, from the kitchen, sorry, from the kitchen. She will answer, it is there in the cupboard. The next question automatically will come from the husband. Where in the cupboard? The wife patiently is still answering, okay? The wife will say, it is in the right-hand corner of the cupboard. He will open. He'll say, where in the right? I cannot see anywhere. Then she will be more specific. It is on the third row. Then the husband will say, I cannot find it. It is not in the third row. And what happens over here? The wife is totally angry, irritated. What she does? She switches off the gas. That spatter is there in her hand. She'll keep it with a bang in the vessel, and she'll storm out of the kitchen. She'll go into the bedroom. She will just take out the kerchief and give it to her husband's hand. Now, mind you, the kerchief was in the same place. Okay, the kerchief was in the right-hand corner on the third row, right in eye view. But the husband, poor husband, he does not see it. Okay, she gives it, husband takes it, and there the issue is solved. The wife goes to work. Husband also goes to work. But what happens with the wife, she's irritated. She's irritated in the office also when she's working. She's thinking in the background of her mind is going. He's always like that. He does not help at home. And everything he'll call me, keep calling me, Reena. What is this? He cannot do things on his own. He's such a big man. He cannot do anything. He's keeping on going, Reena. So she's in that frame. She's doing all the work. At office, she's doing all the work. Pakka, she's doing. But this thing is playing in the back of her mind. She reaches home early. Usually she reaches home early. And husband, on the other hand, he has gone to office. He does his work over there. Usual. He's come home. He comes back home. He opens. He rings the bell. The wife opens the door. She does not look at him. She does not even smile at him also, because wife is angry. Yeah, she's having all these thoughts, and he will say, "Reena, a cup of tea." So what will this wife will do? She will go to the kitchen. She will prepare the coffee, and she will just keep it with a bang on the table. And the husband will look at her. My God, what have I done? Did I do anything wrong? What happened to you? Why are you angry? So then the wife will say, you always like this. You don't think about me. You don't care for me. You do any housework. You expect me to do all the housework. Then the husband will say, I'm doing so much. Can't you see? I'm working from morning to night. So wife will say, I'm also working from morning to night. I'm so tired. I've come into and I see this stupid face of yours, this angry face of yours. Better than this, I could have had the chai from that, tea stall. Instead of coming and seeing your face and the way you have given me this, as you're giving a servant the tea. There, the rift has happened. Big quarrel, and there's a cold war between the husband and wife. What happened over here? See, it's a simple misunderstanding. The wife or the husband could have sat together. Maybe she could have just told him, let's see, I get irritated when you call me while I'm doing the work. Okay. And maybe some sort of an understanding, they just spoken to each other. Maybe this couldn't have escalated in such a big fight or escalated in such a big quarrel. Because what happens in a fight, what happens, the old things all come into the present. You are always like this, you don't care for me. The husband will say, you don't respect me at all. What is this? So this is what talking is very important. Keep the communication channel not only between the spouses, also with the children. Okay, next topic. Yeah, no time. Yeah, it's time. Okay, 1 minute. Now this is what staying. This is mindfulness. Mindfulness being aware of each and every single moment of your life. Some of the mindfulness exercises that for example, early morning. Early morning when you wake up, just step out into your balcony or maybe your courtyard and see that just that smell of that fresh air in the morning. Now also it's a little bit cool in the morning. It's a fresh air coming and touching your face, this cool feeling on your face, the chirping of the birds, and then the sun slowly rising, and you can feel the first sun rays touching the trees, touching, or maybe you can be a little bit poetic at that time or a little bit romantic, kissing the leaves and coming falling to the ground, you know that way, enjoying each and every single moment in your life, enjoying that cup of tea, the first cup of tea. Of course, I will say, what miss? Where we have got the time to enjoy that tea in the morning. But I'm sure when you'll go back home, sit with that cup of coffee and tea and enjoy that each sip that you have. Or when you go to bed at night, feel the smoothness of the bed, feel the smoothness of the pillow cover, the soft smooth feeling on your body. You feel so relaxed, you feel so happy. There is just very simple mind, this is known as mindfulness. Okay, now next, yeah, I'll just finish it off. Okay, Sri Kumar sir is walking up and down. Okay, yeah, next is coping skill. I'll just indulge in a hobby or take up a hobby or a sport and some, yeah, physical activity. It's very important to have some sort of a physical activity. If sitting in one place, it makes you really lethargic. So try to, usually most of us, we are having a sitting job, so try to walk around a little bit, and where there is if there is lift, try not to use the lift and try to walk up the stairs. So physical activity is very important. Now this is I wanted to do this exercise with do I have 5 minutes? I'll just finish up with this simple exercise. And what you need to do is that you'll just need to relax in your chair, and keep your hands this way, palms, keep it on your thighs. This way, keep it and keep your body very loose. To tell you all, and the you're going to give yourself, the command that you're going to give you, taking in all the fresh air, you're taking, you're doing, okay, letting out the air, in the sense you're letting out the impure air that is within you, the carbon dioxide that is within you, the pain, the anger, the hate, the revenge, all the negative emotions, you're letting it out of you. Okay, so can we start it? We'll do it quickly. You have to give the command to your brain. This is only three breathing exercise, three breaths only we'll be taking. But please remember that keep your eyes closed and try to relax. Okay, it is not possible, I know it is such a not notice, but let us try it. Okay, I will do it along with you all. Okay, just relax, keep yourself calm, relax yourself, relax, keep your body very, very relaxed. Just let it drop, let your shoulders drop, let your legs drop, let your head fall. Relax yourself, relax, relax. Close your eyes, relax. Take a deep breath. Let it out slowly. Take a deep breath. Let it out slowly. Again, take a deep breath. Let it out slowly. Keep your eyes closed. Feel the moment. Feel the moment. You're feeling totally relaxed. You're happy within. You have taken a lot of oxygen inside. You have let out all the negative emotions. You're feeling very happy. In this happiness, you are feeling a powerful white light that is coming from the sky. A powerful white light that is coming and falling over you. It is falling. Imagine it falling it over your head, covering you in that brilliant white light. Covering you, yes, you're feeling that white light around you. You're feeling so loved. You're feeling so protected. That white light is giving you comfort, warmth. You are in its embrace. It is protecting you. Yes, it is God who is protecting you. Yes, God has sent His blessings to you. Yes, you are feeling protected. You are feeling blessed. Yes. Feel the warmth of His love. Feel the warmth of His light. It is embracing you. Yes. You feel happy. Whatever happens in your life, you will be able to face it because you know the white light is there with you. Even though you cannot see it, but you can feel the warmth around you. In your heart, you can feel the warmth. You can feel His love. It is there with you always. It is there with you. Take a deep breath. Once again, take a deep breath. Yes. Let it out slowly. Let the calmness and peace remain with you. Let the happiness remain with you. My dear friends, open your eyes. Slowly open your eyes. Yes. Thank you. Yes, my dear friends, thank you so much. I do not know whether how many of you all have been able to do it, but this is one simple exercise which you can do anywhere. You don't go on to the visualization part. Just do that simple 3 deep breath exercise, which you can do it anywhere. You can do it in your with a place where you're sitting or traveling or anything. And this is something which can immediately relax you when you're feeling anxious or tense and something. You can really do it, or you can also do it on a daily basis, like for example while waking up from bed or going to bed, or so it you're able to calm yourself. So you become aware that your breathing is becoming more. I need to relax myself. So I don't have time, my dear friends, so I'll just stop here over here. So I just want to say one thing, that is, life is a gift from God. It is a gift, so we have to treasure it and we have to take care of it. Okay, guys, that's all for today. Yes, I'll come back to the class. Okay, so yeah, thank you, sir. Yeah, I finished. Yeah, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Reena ma'am. Well done. Please note that all participants must upload your feedback in PDF format in your event outcome section within 2 days. Okay. I invite Miss Reenu Rose George, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer.
Thank you, sir. Gratitude is not only the virtues, but the parent of all of the others. Good morning, all. It has been such an honor to propose vote of thanks for this event. I extend my sincere gratitude to management of TEST in their absence for their constant support and guidance for making this event a grand success. I also extend my sincere gratitude to our beloved principal and also patron of TEST India Life Club, Dr. Preeti Teketh, who has always been our constant motivation and support. Thank you, ma'am. Mental health is not a destination, but a process. It's about how you drive, not where you are driving. On behalf of Talkish Institute of Science and Technology and Test India Light Club, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to the speaker of the day, Dr. Reena Madhu, Assistant Professor and HOD in charge, Department of Applied Psychology and Counseling Test. Thank you, ma'am, for your inspiring and encouraging words and narrations on this topic. Thank you, ma'am. I also extend my sincere gratitude to Dr. Deepa Elizabeth George, President, Test India Light Club, Mr. Sri Kumar, Secretary, Test India Light Club, and Dr. Srila Sridhar, Executive Member of Test India Light Club, for their valuable contribution and guidance for making this event a grand success. Thank you all. I also extend my gratitude to Dean, HODs of various departments, faculty members, and students for your active contribution and participation for making this event a grand success. Thank you all. Last but not the least, I extend my gratitude to Mr. Ridesh, Mr. Joby, and Mr. Manoj for all the technical support extended for making this event happen. Thank you all. Once again, thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rini ma'am.